The man is in the studio, 50 Cent himself, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Good morning.
I feel good, man. I almost interrupt the news.
You already did interrupt the news.
That's all right, we're good.
Bad understanding. Do what you want to do.
They gave me a cue and I didn't even hear. It's that early in the morning.
It's all good. So how's life, 50? You got a lot of big things going on.
It's good. I can't complain. You know, my fourth album before I self-destruct. I know it feels like album 11 because I put so much work in away from my records, but this is just my fourth album. And, you know, to see the response I've seen from the actual record, because it leaked. It was actually supposed to be scheduled to be released November 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
It leaked out. It's available on iTunes now. So in the U.S. and Canada, it's #1 on iTunes right now. And it'll physically be in stores on the 16th.
Cool.
I'm excited. You know, when it leaked, I was upset at first. And I thought about it and said, at least it leaked in its entirety and mixed and mastered so everybody understand my vision for it.
So are you still excited about doing actual music? Because you have so much business stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, because, you know, some people are still stuck on the first 50 Cent album. Like, that's my favorite.
That's
First.
And my favorite, too.
Okay.
And this is why I still, you know, what I've been shooting after the whole time. I've been trying to top Get Rich or Die Trying. And before I self-destruct, if it isn't better, it's in competition with that record. You know?
Well, the lead single, you know, is something that, you know, could happen in Houston.
Have a baby by me, baby.
See how she's smiling.
Hey, if you're a millionaire, there's a whole bunch of girls having babies and they ain't thousandaires. So, I mean, hey, this is the situation. How'd you come up with that song? Or you just decided to sample the hook?
Yeah, no, I actually went in the studio with Polo. You know, hip-hop culture is common for you to sample material, but not common for you to sample yourself. I went in there and he had already sampled that little portion of it, and I thought about it and I said, yo, this is a hit record. I just got to write everything else to it. And then I wrote the chorus and the 2 verses that's on the joint and sent it to Neo. And Neo's the kind of artist that he's a strong writer, so he only wants to sing what he wrote. So he rewrote the actual chorus. The first time he sent it back, it was like a love record, like, because he made it about love. And I was like, no, this ain't it, man. And he sent it back again, and I was like,
wait, so you wasn't feeling the love record?
Nah, it was too much. It was too far into the actual relationship process.
Okay.
You know, when he just made it sexual, this is the inaction. This is when 2 people meet each other, enjoy each other, and then they're physically pleasing each other before they reach the point of actually being in love, which happens a lot more often than us actually reaching that point when we're in love with each other.
Interesting.
You know?
Now listen to the album, and it's about 3 cuts on there.
You listen to the bootleg.
No, I listen to the regular. I got the regular. Now, you know, and I heard about 3 or 4 songs on there with, you know, the whole hey, you should have stuck by me premise. You know,
Right.
You know, did something go on? Are you directing toward this?
That was motivated by my son's mom.
Oh, really?
You know, like I couldn't have wrote "Do You Think About Me" without having those kind of issues, you know, happening around me and to me. You know, so while 55% of the people who get married get divorced, and you know, so many people who've been engaged have broken it off, and so many friends that I've seen in relationships no longer in relationships with each other, it makes me feel like it's relevant to a lot of people.
Do you wish she would have stayed by your side this whole time? Do you think you could have been, you know, y'all could have made it through?
Well, my son's mom is the kind of person that when she's emotional, she doesn't really think about a lot of stuff. Later, she'll think about it, and then she comes around. You know what I mean? So I ain't angry with her right now, but I wrote what was completely relevant in the scenario that I was in at that point.
So I know you're not angry with her, but is all the other courtroom battles, all that stuff that we've been reading and seeing,
We've
is that
exhausted it.
It's done. It's all good. So
Yeah.
life is good in the house.
So now we can be cool after we've reached the point where there's nothing she can do.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when
Right.
you're like, yo, you was bugging. Like, why you was acting like that? And then she go, I know. You know, like I did what I was supposed to do.
I know you used to say she had a purse habit. Is her purse habit a little bit back? Is it back up?
Well, no, but I kind of, I contributed to it. Women don't have it if I didn't give so much. You see what I'm saying? And then that comes from when I was in the street. When you're hustling, you got to substitute finances for time because you're out. You know what I mean? So you come in this gifts in exchange of things that when you couldn't spend the time necessary for you to make the person feel the way the bag does.
Right.
You know?
So
But then you always have to get a new bag and then something else because it's like, yo,
And
it's gone.
shoes. Shoes work like a moth.
It never stops.
All right, y'all, we got 50 Cent live in the studio right now before I self-destruct on iTunes. And, of course, you can pick up the album as well. Now, you have, let's talk about your book, The 50th Law.
Yeah, I
right
actually,
there, it's right over there.
I actually read 48 Laws of Power and 32 Strategies of War, books from Robert Greene. I collaborated with him on the 50th Law, and then I got a chance to get into the art of seduction.
Oh,
Yes.
And when I read that, I was like, yo, he said some ill stuff in there. And I was like, yo, I gotta meet this guy. And I meet him, and I'm like, you wrote that?
What did you expect?
He didn't look like, I expected Billy D. You understand? Like, I expected the coolest looking brother on the planet after you said that to me. And Robert was like, really, really, he's like he's the research. Really, really smart. You know what I mean? And all the comparisons and metaphors in the actual book with the historical figures, he had the information offhand. So it made it a lot easier to create those parallels.
Which one of your 50th laws do you like the most? Or did you like when you said, hey, this is it right here?
I'll turn into sugar. You know what I'm saying? Because when
Always
you,
a good one.
yeah, if they give you lemons, you make lemonade. That's just that. You know, so I mean, from my perspective, I've been in a space where there's not even reasoning for you to look for another option. Like, my mom had me when she was 15. At that point, teenage pregnancy wasn't as common as it is now. And then she went into, the only options at 15 was to welfare or to get in the street.
Right.
So she started hustling, you know what I mean? And like I said, she substituted finances for time, but every time I seen it, it felt like Christmas. So when I lost everything that felt like it was good. And then the only people I seen have anything at that point was people from her life. So my name wasn't even Curtis at that point. My name was Sabrina's boy.
Okay.
You know, and it had the nice cars, the jewelry, everything else. So that influenced me to actually want to go in that direction. A few times they bought me sneakers and stuff, hooked me up, because they're like, why you looking like that? And then they go, okay, if they like you enough, they won't feed you fish because they know once you digest it, you're hungry again. And they'll give you a pole and they say, here, take this. It's 3.5 grams. You know what to do with this? They say, okay, if anybody bothers you, tell them you got it from me. They'll get off you. You know what I mean? And when I started hustling, I had to hustle between 3 and 6 when my grandparents thought I was an after-school program. So I've always had to be
Time management.
Yeah.
right. I've always had to be aggressive enough to get by in the environment and then straighten up in the house.
We got 50 Cent in the studio right now, of course, before I self-destruct in stores. And you're doing a big movie screening tonight. You want to talk about it? You want to play a song real quick? We're going to play some 50 right now. And
Baby
50
by
in
Me.
the studio. Baby by Me, the new single. Go ahead, introduce it, 50.
This right here is Baby by Me featuring Neo, produced by Polo, off of my new album Before I Self-Destruct, Fearless.